Today we are talking about weight loss. This is for my girl who has tried all the things and is ready to get that weight off right now. I lost 45 pounds in 3 months and I'm about to tell y'all exactly how I did that. So the first thing I did to lose up all this weight was eat twice a day. I stopped putting any little thing up on my plate. Hey. Turn up. Oh, for real, seriously. The first thing I did was decide to eat twice a day. Now, the Lord put this on my heart. And look, I know before you even try to get into it and be like,
sis, I'm not trying to fast. I'm not trying to be doing that in extreme.
I feel you. I didn't want to only eat twice a day. When I first started feeling this impression to do it, I just kept ignoring it and it just wouldn't go away. I kept seeing signs and things just telling me to eat twice a day. So I was just like, Lord, like, I'm not interested in starving myself. I don't want to do that. But it was still there. I have been trying to lose weight for years. I'm 32, been trying to lose weight since I was 19. All the things I've tried, nothing is working. I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of looking like this, moving like this. I'll do it, you know. So the first decision I made was to eat twice a day. Once I started doing this, eating twice a day, I was doing no snacks in between, nothing, nada, sis, okay? Not even a chip, not even a crumb, like nothing. The only thing in between was only water. Anytime I felt hungry, I drank water in between that time frame. Now, the times of the day I ate really were just dependent upon the way my day goes. So if you decide that you want to try this, it doesn't really matter what times. Like, you don't have to try to stick to no scientific principles or anything like that. Just whatever 2 times of the day that works for you, that's all you get. So I would eat for the first time around 11. I tried to go as long as I could, and like eventually that moved to 1 o'clock, because if I could wait a little while longer to eat, knowing I only had 2 meals, I would wait. And then the second part of the day I would eat around 4. By 4 o'clock I was really hungry, so that's when I would eat, and then I would be done for the day. Doing this helped me make sure I went to sleep on time, because if I stayed up too late, I would get hungry again. Before every single meal, I had a bowl of fruit. Every single meal, both times each day. And I drank some water. This helps to get my metabolism going. It's a safe way to break your fast, and it starts to fill you up. Fruit is full of fiber, so that helps you to not eat so much, overindulge once it is time for you to eat. And speaking of water, that's the only thing I drink. But that's pretty much all I drink anyway. Like, I drink water 95% of the time, and the other 5% is usually like some little low calorie drink mix or lemonade. But I just really love water, so that's just what I like to drink. So if you're somebody who drinks soda, juice, slushies, any of that type of stuff, I would say if you still want to have those beverages, only limit yourself to 1. If you have a bottle, 1 bottle, a can, 1 can, a cup, 1 cup. And after that, with your meal, you have to drink water, and then go back to drinking water for the rest of the day. So that drink is just a part of your meal. Because the thing is, even though I was eating twice a day, I did not limit myself. I had already tried so many things, including strict calorie counting, cutting out certain food groups, so many things along those lines. But with this, I wanted this to feel normal. Like, I wanted this to feel like a lifestyle, you know, something that I could retain. So if you feel in your life that you never want to let go of soda, or you never want to let go of juice, like, that's okay, sis. You can have some. Just only have that 1 portion, that 1 cup. If you pour it in a cup out of a big 2 liter or something, you should be going by the serving size that's listed on the nutritional label, okay? Because we building healthy habits, okay? You can have some, just don't overdo it. If you're not a big fruit person, because I know some people really don't like fruit, then in that case, what you can do is put together a smoothie, because you're still getting all the benefits of the fruit, but it's not like you're tasting the individual fruit. Or if you get tired, you can go back and forth. But if you make this smoothie, don't be adding no ice cream, no milk, no extra sugar, whipped cream, none of that. It just needs to be water, a frozen fruit. I prefer frozen fruit over ice, because ice really waters it down. And then your other fruits, and if you want to, you know, make it a little jazzy, you know, you can throw some spinach or some kale or something in there too, to get a little vegetable, and then blend it up. If you really feel like you need a little extra, you know, sweetness, pineapple or banana is really good for that. If you want to add a little protein, the protein powders always add a little sweetness too, so you could do that as well. And so as a baseline, these were things that I did every single day. Now when it comes to my food, I cooked the majority of my meals. And now if you're not one who likes to be in the kitchen or feels like you don't have a lot of time to be in the kitchen, honestly, you only eating twice a day, so you're not really cooking as much as you would think that you're cooking. And I love breakfast, okay? So I just could not skip a breakfast meal, and that's an easy meal to make. So you know, it doesn't have to be hard, it doesn't have to be laborious. And so when I was cooking my meals, I was paying more attention to the stuff that I was picking up, the stuff that I was buying. You know, the healthier items get, the more the food items cost. So definitely, you know, stay within your means, you know, do what you gotta do. But it's always going to be healthier for you to make your food at home than for you to go get it at a restaurant, which kind of ties into what I was just saying about how I wanted this to feel normal. I wanted this to feel natural. So when I did cook foods, I really cooked whatever I wanted. Like if I felt like orange chicken, lasagna, pizza, or just whatever, I would just look up the recipe, whatever I wanted. If it was a certain restaurant I wanted, I would try to find the recipes that could get me close to that. Or if it was just like something general that I want that I would normally buy that I wouldn't cook at home, I would look up the recipe and actually follow the recipe, and it usually came out really good. So I actually learned a lot about cooking, and I learned a lot more recipes, and I found out, you know, I had a little chef in me, you know what I'm saying? So it turned out to be a little fun because I started cooking things that I never thought I would be able to cook, and it was so good every time. So over time, like, you'll actually find that you don't really have that much of a craving for foods outside of your home anymore, because of the fact that you're getting it at home and you get it in a more wholesome way. Your cravings really decrease like crazy. You know, you can have what you want for the most part whenever you want it, and when you cook it, there'll be so many days where you just like, dang, I don't even know what I want to eat. I don't have a craving for nothing, because you know, you have satisfied your cravings. That food out there in the streets be good, but a lot of times these places don't use the best quality ingredients, especially with the meats. So if you want Popeyes and you go get Popeyes, I guarantee you can buzz down a few pieces of chicken and still be like, why am I still hungry? But if you find you a fried chicken recipe and you make it at home, trust and believe you're gonna be good with just 1 or 2 pieces of chicken. If you want a burger, you can go out there and get a burger and a fry and kind of feel like you still got room for dessert or something. But if you make your homemade burger, like a double cheeseburger, you might not even be able to finish that burger. It's so much more wholesome when you cook the foods at home. But I did still eat out, but eating out was very limited. When I ate out, it was only once every week or 2. This had multiple win-wins. It was helping me save money. You can control what goes on in and around your food so much more, and the value in what you're giving to your body. And now I know a lot of us have a sweet tooth. I'm not like the most sweets person, but I do get a sweet tooth, and so there were a couple of ways that I went about my sweet tooth when I did get one. So, well, first, I didn't have dessert every night. Over time, like, I've cultivated this mindset that I don't need a sweet. I spoke about in one of my previous videos when I was talking about mindset. Sometimes we just are used to eating a dessert, so even if we don't really have room, we'll try to make room for dessert and things like that. But the nights that I felt like I didn't need a sweet, because you know how sometimes you can eat and you're not even really craving a sweet, you just want it, you know. Sometimes you just want it even though your body doesn't want it. I really had to get in tune with my body, and if my body and like my mouth was not craving for a sweet, I just didn't let myself have it even though I wanted it. So on those nights, I would skip a dessert. Also on the nights where I ate to capacity and I did want a sweet, I didn't allow myself to have it, because at that point I had already ate to where I felt like if I ate any more I would be uncomfortable. So I would skip a sweet on that night too. But if you really have a strong sweet tooth, or if you still want a little something, if it just feels like something that you can't fight, in that case, what I would usually do is just have like a little piece of candy, like a Starburst or Werther's Original, just something small to give me that little burst of sugar, and then keep it moving. But if you're really trying to keep it clean, fruit will still do the trick. But that's the thing too, like, having fruit before your meal, it helps get you full, so like you don't even be feeling like hungry still after you have your meal. And then you kind of already satisfied your body with that sugar from the fruit. So over time, like, you'll find that you don't have a lot of cravings overall, and you definitely are not going to be craving sugar like that. Eating only 2 times a day affects your body, your hormones, and your blood levels. And like, the longer your blood levels, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, stay low, your blood sugar stay low, the less likely you are to feel like you want food or feel like you want something sweet. That's one of the benefits of fasting, because your body starts to re-regulate. You know, when you're going throughout the day, eating every day, your blood sugar is constantly getting poked and spiked over and over and over, and you're more likely to want something again, or feel hungry again, or want something sweet over and over again. So you don't deal with that when you're fasting. Okay, go get an orange. And then if you are a person like me, so for example, I really love chips, and every now and again, like, I do want something sweet, like a dessert or something. You might be thinking, like, eating 2 times a day, where does time come in for you to eat anything else? In times like that, I would eat it right after my meal. So it's very important not to eat anything between your meals. Let's say I had like some ground turkey and like Alfredo pasta and broccoli for dinner, but I have been really craving some chips. I would eat my meal and then eat my chips right after that, you know, so I would still satisfy my craving, you're welcome, of having my chips, but it would still be within my meal, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing when you want a dessert. You eat your dinner and then you eat the dessert right after it. So whatever something that you wanted, you have to make it a part of your meal or eat it right after your meal. What I also did was paid attention to my portion sizes. Like, portion control is a big deal. Now, some people think that when you eat once or twice a day, you can eat however much you want, but at the end of the day, like, however you shape it, it's about you burning more than what you eat. And so if you eat twice a day and you're going ham, you're getting full, your pants about to pop, you probably are not really going to see that many results, because you're still eating too much. So I would have the water, fruit, I would have my meal, and I did not get seconds. For the most part, I would say 9 times 10 I would not get seconds. Now, I do have some favorite meals that are just hard for me to like not go get seconds for, that I'm still working on. Like Alfredo is like one of my favorite meals. I love pizza. So there are a couple of things that I would go for to get seconds, but the rule is, outside of a couple meals that might kind of get you, it's very important for you to pay attention to the amount of food that you put on your plate, and take a minute to wait for your body to register that you're full. And then after you do that, the hunger will either go away or you'll still feel hunger. And if you do, in those situations, I would eat some fruit, because I just did not allow myself to go get a second plate. Because when you sit there and actually look at all the food on your plate and think about the actual size of your stomach, it's like kind of crazy that we can eat 2 whole plates of food, you know what I mean? So when I was still hungry, I went back and ate a piece of fruit, like a banana or orange or something, and every time I was good. So that was the bulk of everything I did nutrition wise to get this weight off of me. And I mean, weight was falling off every day, pounds was falling off by the week. I took a picture the day I started. I literally have so many pictures, like that was supposed to be my before and after pictures. It don't make no sense. Like, if you know, you know, comment and let me know. I got a whole I got multiple phones full of before pictures, you know, because I've been trying to lose weight for so long. But I was also working on my diastasis recti during this time, which is the mom belly, the mom pooch that never goes away. And a girl that I had chatted with told me, girl, take a picture. So I was just like, okay. I took a picture that first day, really not thinking nothing of it. And so I was just kind of curious, like, after about a week, and I put the pictures side by side and was like, stop it. Like, this is a week of me eating 2 times a day. Like, girl, what? Okay, Lord, come through. Like, yes, Lord. I just couldn't believe the difference in 1 week, girl. Most of that was just from what I was eating and how I was eating and how I was going about it. So you know where they say that weight loss is 80% of what you eat and 20% of what you do? this whole experience has truly shown me that what you eat is like hands down the most important. So when it came to exercise, I did exercise. So I would go on a walk at least 2 or 3 times a week. And look, if this is something that you want to do, I do recommend it, because it's good to just move your body, get your blood flowing and stuff like that. But do not overthink it. I was not walking trying to get a certain number of miles, trying to get a certain number of steps, like none of that, because it takes all of the joy out. It makes it more stressful and all that stuff. And once you get your body into a state of stress like that, your body is more focused on the stressor in your life than it is for you to lose weight. You know, it's more important for your body to get rid of that stress than it is to lose weight. So making sure that you stay calm and you stay relaxed in this weight loss process is very important. I mentioned that in one of my previous episodes too, in the mindset video. Just don't think nothing into it. Like, if you just want to go walk for 10 minutes, just do that. Live free. Like, look at the nature. Don't think much of it, just walk. So 2 or 3 times a week I would go for a walk, and I did also go to the gym. But sis, let me tell you, I was a weightlifting. Hush, boy. I was on my weightlifting vibe for years. Every time I was in the gym, you would see me lifting some kind of weights. You hear me? But this time I just had this feeling to do something different, you know. Y'all know I be on heavy on my healing and all of that type of stuff, and so that's how also what I was incorporating in this whole weight loss transformation was healing me inside and out, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And so I just did not feel any need or pull to be in the gym lifting heavy or any of that. I just wanted to slow it down and take it easy. I've also mentioned previously that I had a foot injury in the past, and my feet just haven't quite been the same since. So where I would have gotten on the treadmill, I didn't get on the treadmill because I tried getting on there on high incline, and it was just too painful in my left foot. And girl, if you be getting on that bike, unless you plan on like getting your butt off the seat and like really going in, don't get on the bike. There was one point in time where it actually was the summer of last year, I went to the gym literally every single day for 3 months and got on the bike every single day for the first 15 of my workout, and it did nothing. I will have to tell y'all about that in another video. Yeah, don't even waste your time on the bike. It's good if you just want to warm your body up or something like that, but at the end of the day, you know, get on the machines that work for you. But I was on the elliptical. I went to the gym 3 times a week. I wanted to make sure I hit it 3 times a week, if not 3, at least twice. And I just kept it there. Like, that was doable for me, that felt stress-free for me, that felt good for me. And I was on the elliptical for 40 to 50 minutes. Do my stomach exercises for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then I went home. It was the most stress-free yet effective workout that I have ever experienced, because instead of working on building these muscles and building a body, I was more interested in healing my body and calming my body, resetting my body, and letting my body, I guess, like synchronize, you know, and like come back together and work in harmony, you know. And so for me to just move my body in walks, for me to move my body and engage my core and stuff during the elliptical workouts, and for me to work on my cardiovascular system, like that was what was important to me. Because you gotta understand, like, I was a little over 200 pounds at 5'2". That's big for my height. And so I was having problems with my back, my spine, my feet. It just like felt like, not even just felt like, my body actually was out of total alignment, okay? So I really wanted time to really like learn how to form my body properly, like when I walk, you know, form my body properly when I want to stretch. You know, I really went back to the basics with my workouts. Your workout doesn't have to be a lot. I took it as basic as I could and focused on learning how I'm supposed to hold and position my body and moving it. I put foods in my body that were good to me, that felt good to me. Now, even though I didn't hold myself back and I ate what I wanted, I still did make sure that I wasn't like eating fried food, heavy buttered stuff, a lot of baked stuff. I wasn't doing stuff like that every day, because that's the one thing that you'll find too, how food really starts to affect you differently. Once I started fasting, it's like really incredible how you can actually start being more in tune with what your body likes and what it doesn't. There will be some days when my face looked really big and swollen, and other days I was like, yes. And it took me so long to figure out why some days my face looked bloated and why some days my face was looking snatched. And I found out that it was because of some of the foods I eat. So that became another avenue to help me cut out foods, or just like limit them, you know, not eat them all the time. I love ramen noodles. I'm really still trying to work on stop eating them, but I love the Mauritian ramen noodles, girl. But they make my face swell, and so I have to think about that now. I don't eat them as much as I used to, because you know, they're not really that good for you, and because I know how they affect my body now. I would say just give it a try, sis. Like, especially if you've been trying to lose weight for a long time, just give your body a chance. Like, just give it a try. Like, you don't know how it would work out. It was one thing for the weight to come off, but as fast as it came off and the fact that it stayed off was just like, what? I say if you want to try this, because I realized, and I have realized even more so throughout this whole process, that everybody's body is different. Girl, I have tried so much in all the time that I've been trying to lose weight. I have done diet pills, teas, calorie counting, very restrictive calorie counting, the 600-pound life Dr. Now diet, keto, I went pescatarian, I've been vegan, vegetarian, like girl. And I have either lost weight so very minimally on some of these diets. I would say out of all of these, the worst is the very restrictive diet, like the very restrictive calorie counting. And some things really work. Going vegan worked, going keto absolutely worked. And the thing is, if I wanted to adopt one of those eating habits for the rest of my life, I could. Like, I really could be vegan for the rest of my life. Like, it felt good, and you get used to it. Like, that's one of the real things right now. You might be thinking 2 times a day is insane, but once you start doing it, you will see how quickly your body adjusts and gets used to it. Your appetite will change. You won't be starving, you won't be craving stuff. You just won't. You'll feel good, you have more energy, your sleep will be better. You will literally feel after the first week or 2 how different of a person you feel like. And I could easily be vegan for the rest of my life, but the thing is, I don't want to be. There. I missed having Snickers. Like, that's one of my favorite candies. I missed having peanut M&Ms. Like, I couldn't have that chocolate because of the milk. I was a vegetarian. Being a vegetarian is really cool, but it's still so easy to eat unhealthily constantly when you're a vegetarian. I also missed chicken. I love chicken wings, hunty. So I didn't want to do it, you know. So this worked because it allowed my body to reset and regulate, but it also allowed me to eat the foods that I still really love, whether I went out and bought them or I found a new recipe and I cooked them, and to just live my life, sis. Like, I really felt like I was living free. Like, can you imagine that? How free and comfortable and happy you feel while you dropping pounds by the day? That is how I felt. Oh, I mentioned too, like, at some point in my weight loss, like in that last month, I went on a fruit fast. Now, I did do that for spiritual reasons, but it came with a lot of physical benefits as well. And there's a lot I learned from fasting when it came to like my relationship with food and how food affects your body and all of that stuff now. And it's just a journey that for a lot of us is so hard, and we've been on it for so long, but I promise you, it don't hurt to try. I got to a point where I was just like, I'm not losing weight anyway. I keep getting bigger anyway. I kept trying to lose weight by a certain time frame, and every single year, every single time, I never hit the goal. So this time I just took all of the time frames off. Like, I was not trying to lose 45 pounds in 3 months. I didn't have any goal at all. I just started doing these things and the results started happening, and I was like, oh my God, you know, like, can you just imagine how peaceful that was and how that feels? Beyond words. So don't put a limit on yourself. Just try this and let your body do what it do. Let God do what he do. And you're gonna do the do, and you're gonna be looking at yourself like what? If you have any questions, if you have anything else that you want to add, if you have tried fasting, you think about it, anything, just put in the comments. Let us support each other, help each other. I also am going to be doing a weight loss series. This is the first video in that series. I know I had said previously in my last video that I was going to do a series on ADHD, but I actually decided to create a separate channel for that. So I most likely won't be talking about ADHD on this channel that much anymore, maybe here and there, but it's just so much that goes into that I'm just going to create a separate entity for that. So I'll be sure to shout that out for any of you who came over for anything ADHD, to let you know about that, so you can go slide on over there. But I love you so much, and until the next one, and peace and love, I'm out.